What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. It is time for another unboxing and review. Very excited about this one. So I received this package at my P.O. box earlier this week, and the person that sent it to me wrote to me beforehand. So I think I have an idea of what is inside, and to say I am a very lucky person would be an enormous understatement, because I think we're going to be looking at not one, not two, but 3 watches this viewer sent to me, and they actually gifted these to me, which is just mind-blowing. Again, I'm truly blessed, and I'm just very excited to wear these things and to make content with these things. But without further ado, let's cut open this package and do a proper unboxing. It's 2:44 p.m. Let's get down to business. All right, guys, here goes. Got the buck knife out. Oh, man. We got a box full of G-Shocks, boy. Look at this. Oh, this is like better than Hanukkah, dude. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 G-Shocks. What could be better than that? Oh man. Okay, let's get this packaging out of here and take a look at what's inside these tins. All right, so here before us are 3 G-Shock tins. Now, what could be inside? Well, obviously a few G-Shocks, right? But specifically, if there were a series of G-Shocks that I've mentioned numerous times on this channel, if there were a certain series of G-Shocks that I think could be potentially the coolest series of G-Shocks G-Shock ever made, if there was a certain series of G-Shocks that I have gushed about over and over again because they remind me of my childhood, because they remind me of the opening sequence of the best anime ever, Akira, could this be that series? Well, special thanks to Mr. Gillis for sending me these watches. Guys, one of my viewers, he said he wanted to remain partially anonymous. I wanted to shout him out. He said, please don't show my picture. I'm not one for attention. I just thought that you would really enjoy these more than I would. Okay. A few episodes ago, I posted the address of my channel's P.O. box on screen, and I made a joke. If anybody wants to send me a G-Shock Neo Tokyo, I wouldn't turn it away. Well, Mr. Gillis stepped up and he was like, you know what? I will send you all 3. And I was like, what? And I didn't know if he was serious, but then lo and behold, I get a notification that a parcel showed up at my P.O. box. And looks like we might have every single G-Shock Neo Tokyo ever made. So I would have been happy with 1. This guy sent me all 3. I truly have the best supporters in the world, and this is proof of it. But let's go ahead, we'll open them one by one. This is just gonna be an unboxing and first impressions episode. I think that these watches deserve dedicated reviews, so I'll kind of spread out some episodes with dedicated reviews of each. But yeah, this is definitely going to be an unboxing. First impressions, let's take a look. So let's start here over on the left side. Oh man, what's cooler than unboxing a bunch of G-Shocks, dude? Let's push these aside just for a moment so I can get here in the middle, and we'll zoom in on this bad boy. Might help to hold it right side up. Oh man, look at how cool. My favorite part about these Neo Tokyos is because they're still kind of stealthy, still kind of subdued, but then they have these deliberate splashes of color that reminds me of the opening sequence in Akira when they're riding their bikes through Neo Tokyo and you see those taillights trailing through the background. It's just so cool. Of course, I want to push this button right here. All right, so this has kind of a little LED light similar to like the Mudmaster. It doesn't have an EL backlight like this DW6600. This kind of has a simpler LED there. Let me see which reference number this one is specifically. It looks like this one is the GA700 BMC1A. So badass. Tons of functionality, of course. Let me see if I can read the buttons. We have reset, we have start, obviously for your chronograph, mode, select, and adjust, and of course your light right here. So this is pretty standard when it comes to operation. Anybody that has any experience with a G-Shock, this is pretty much run of the mill, but of course very, very cool looking. Okay, let's open all the tins. Then I'll go over maybe some of the functions, and of course I'll put them on the wrist. Let's open up the next one. All right, this one, very, very cool. Of course, we have the kind of orangey yellow hour hand, and then the splash of red coming from that minute hand. Really, really cool. All right, next up. So cool. All right, this one looks to be the G-Shock Neo Tokyo GA140BMC1A. This one has a different dial layout, no light button here down by where I guess the 6 o'clock would be. Let me see, where would the light be on this one? Does this have a backlight? I'm assuming it has a backlight, right? Oh, okay, so this top right button has a very interesting kind of warmer toned light. Again, we're working with that LED, but this one is kind of an amber LED backlight. Really cool. This was one of my favorites when I saw the media pictures, again, because of the colors. This also has that kind of yellow hour hand and red minute hand, but you're getting some different colors with the fonts. We can see yellow here when it's talking about the water resistance rating. We can see some blue here and some more red on these sub dials. The colors they chose, very tastefully done, not too loud, still kind of stealthy, and very, very cool. Man, I'm so giddy right now. It's seriously like Christmas morning. I assume this is what Christmas morning's like. I'm Jewish, but all jokes aside, this is amazing. All right, guys, let's open up the next one, then we'll put these babies on the wrist. Dude, you guys know I love this one, and I'm gonna explain to you why. This is the DW6900 BMC1, and the reason I love this one, perhaps more than any of the other ones, is because it directly reminds me of my DW6600, which I've said numerous times is my favorite G-Shock of all time. This has an incredibly intuitive button layout. This does have that backlight, although it is a little different because this has a negative display. It's kind of a modern take on a DW6600, but as we can see, still has your start, stop, split, reset, adjust, and mode. So anybody that has any experience, again, with any digital watch, the DW6600 layout, or 6900, is pretty much the way to go because kind of subdued and very, very intuitive. And again, we're still getting those kind of interesting splashes of color. Here on this little sub dial, we can see some red, we can see some yellow for the font where it says shock resist, more red down here. Man, I am in love with this one. Let's get some close-ups and let's put them on the wrist. Why not? All right, look at this on my 7.5-inch wrist. The resin looks so cool in tandem with these little tasteful splashes of color. Again, has kind of a matte, stealthy, futuristic look. And then the handset, it's analog, but it looks, again, kind of out of an anime, right? It almost looks like a Gundam or something. Very broad, but edgy. Very, very cool. I don't know, I keep flipping back and forth. I don't know which one is my favorite. First, the DW69 was kind of my favorite because it was super retro, but then now that this one's on my wrist, this one's my favorite. I love the really intuitive back, or I should say LED button. Very, very cool. Again, each one of these is getting a dedicated review, so stay tuned for that. When the reviews come out, I will link the episodes in the description of this episode. But right now, I just want to show off a little bit. First impressions, of course, I'm gonna love these. because I've been talking about them ever since I learned about these watches like a year ago. Man, so cool. All right, let's put the other one on. All right, here is the next one. Again, a very, very unique dial layout with very tasteful splashes of color. Skeletonized handset, that's the first thing I noticed that I didn't notice when I was looking at the media photos. We can see some circles cut out of that minute hand, and then some more kind of skeletonized look here on the yellow hour hand. Really, really cool, really fun. Again, we're getting that very warm amber LED light there. See, now that this one's on my wrist, this is my favorite. Herein lies the issue with such an addictive hobby, guys. I just can't ever make up my mind as far as what I love most, so I just end up just taking all of it. It's just, it's the biggest mistake watch collectors make is collecting watches in the first place. That's what I will tell you. But honestly, man, these are such good looking, fun, it's futuristic, I mean, Neo Tokyo looking G-Shocks. I love them. Man, I love these. All right, let's move on to the next one, the 6900. All right, again, this one, the 6900, I kind of have a soft spot in my heart for this one because it wears exactly like my DW 6600 because it essentially is a DW 6600. Man, this, you know, it reminds me of being a little kid in the 90s. It reminds me of my dad. It's just a very special watch, and that's why the DW66 series kind of is my favorite G-Shock. And so to see one with the Neo Tokyo colorway, the Neo Tokyo design, makes me very, very happy. And again, we have that really cool backlight. Little bit different presentation, of course, because this is a negative display. Love it or hate it. Man, I love these Neo Tokyos. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Gillis. You freaking rock. All right, guys. Well, if you couldn't tell, I'm incredibly excited with my 3 new G-Shock Neo Tokyos. Guys, I could not have done this without the incredible support system that is my viewers. I am kind of at a loss for words because I am more and more grateful, I'm more and more humbled, I'm just more and more surprised every day to learn just how amazing my support system is and just how amazing my viewers are that they would send me these watches just out of nowhere, just so I can make content with them. And it's just, I'm a very, very lucky, very blessed person, and yeah, thank you, Mr. Gillis. Everyone in the comment section, please just shout out Mr. Gillis because we could not have done this without him. And stay tuned for dedicated reviews on each of these G-Shock Neo Tokyos. Guys, as I said before, I would have been happy with one of these, with finding one of these G-Shock Neo Tokyos, but now I have all 3. And I'm just, yeah, to say I'm surprised, again, it would be an incredible understatement. I think these retailed initially for around 99 bucks a pop, so an incredibly generous gift from Mr. Gillis, and man, do I look forward to wearing these. Thank you, guys, and thank you, the viewer, because at the end of the day, I couldn't make any of this content without you, so yeah. If you liked what you see here, then please consider clicking that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on any content. Check out the affiliate links in the description below. Check out my personal website, www.thetimetellershop.com. Like, comment, subscribe, share this with everyone you know. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, here with my brand new Neo Tokyos. All 3 of them, baby! I didn't invent time, I just tell it.